All right, we're going to talk for a minute about custom taxonomies. We have here a custom post type called board game, and I've created a game called Rise of the Gnomes. This post type has categories and tags. There's attributes and a featured image. So what we're going to do is add a taxonomy to this. So we're going to go to Content Types, Taxonomies. And the user of this site is a gamer and shares games around, so we're going to make a taxonomy called Owner. And we're going to attach it to board game. Singular is owner. Plural is owners. We want it to be hierarchical. We don't want a tag cloud. We do want it in nav menus. We're going to leave slug default, and it will just create its own off the taxonomy name. And we're going to disable with front. So I'm going to add taxonomy. So now, under board games, you can see there's categories, tags, and owners. If you go into board game and edit this one, on the right now you will see owners. So I'm going to add new, and did I do it wrong? Add new owner. And it will magically appear right here. Well, that's strange.
Refresh the page at some point.
Yeah, let's just try refreshing. Oh, except I didn't publish, so it probably won't save those. Oh, there they are. Okay, so it created them for me, but because I didn't hit publish, it didn't save them. So now I'm going to click Jeff and click update. And now Jeff is an owner. Now, in the admin, you can go to the owners section, and just like categories, it will list all the owners. It will show you how many board games each owner has. And if you wanted to, over here, you could just type in a whole bunch of them. So you could pre-populate your taxonomy with 10 owners, so that when you're going to edit or create a board game, you just go check, check, check. Something else interesting that happens, it automatically creates for you, similar to an archive, it automatically creates for you a page. So if you go to View, now we have /owner/Jeff, and it's an archive, so it's going to show all the posts for which Jeff is an owner.
How would I handle that?
Nope, I was wrong. It is not going to show me.
You'd have to create the template.
You would have to create a template that would show you as an archive. Yeah, that's what it is. So what this is it's an owner, or it's a page showing Jeff.
Single.
Yes, I think this is a single. Let me go back to. Let me make sure that it's not confusing Jeff the user with Jeff the category. So Bob. Is it going? It's a little odd that it's not doing it automatically. So I'm going to go back to board game. Edit. There we go. So I'm going to throw Bob in here as well. So now Jeff and Bob are both going to be owners. Go to owners. I'm going to view Bob. Bob-Smith. Do you have a user on this site called Bob Smith? Oh, you know what? This is showing Jeff's author page, and this is showing Bob's staff page, because when I created my taxonomy, I didn't resave my permalinks. And so none of those are going to work yet.
It's gonna do its best guess.
It did its best guess. It said, Jeff, do I have a Jeff? Oh, there's a Jeff in staff, let's do that. So there we go. I saved my permalink. See, if you don't remember, it's going to get you. So now, this should be an archive page of Jeff's games. It is. So now this is an archive page of Jeff's games. Now this is using the default archive page. So if you wanted to style this in any way, you'd have to make a taxonomy page. And if you go back to content types, taxonomies, it will tell you that you need to make taxonomy-owner.php. And you can make that by copying the default taxonomy page, or even the archive page, because it's just an archive. And then you can style it however you want, throw in some extra code, I don't think there really are any meta fields.
Could you do something like Jeff's daughter Wilhelmina, and that she owns Candyland and Toy Story?
Yes, you mean like an inherited or hierarchical?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Could you make it so like when you show Jeff, it actually shows his whole family?
I think that's the default. Let's check. So, you have a daughter?
I have a daughter, but
What's her name?
Lucy.
Like that?
Yeah.
Lucy, parent, Jeff, add owner. Yep. Did it do it? It did do it. So now Lucy is there. She does not have any posts. So I'm going to go edit that board game. And that's interesting. It's supposed to be rendered differently than that. Oh, I know why. Jeff and Bob are at the top because they're checked. I check Lucy.
maybe uncheck Jeff, just to make sure
Update.
that it's not showing Jeff as an owner of the game too.
Well, I want Jeff to be an owner of the game
Okay.
because I want to go to Jeff's page and see. Oh, that won't change anything. I also want to make a game of which Lucy is the only owner and see if it shows up on Jeff's page because he's the parent. So, Gnomes Revenge Lucy. Publish. And now see if it's on Jeff's page because he's the parent. Yes. So, Lucy is the only owner of this game, but Lucy is a child of Jeff. And so on Jeff's archive page, it shows up because everything in his tree shows up on his archive page. I will bet just about anything that you could tweak the WP query for this to say, don't get children, so that you could show really only your own. Now, if we go to Lucy, we should not see the other one that Jeff owns. You only have to save the permalink when you create the whole taxonomy. When you're populating it with new items, you don't. Is it done? Oh, Lucy does own both of them. So they are showing up.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said. So let's go re-edit Rise of the Gnomes. Make Lucy not an owner. And now Lucy's page should have only one game. So I want to show you something else here. I talked about this in another session. See how these are checkboxes and that they're pre-populated there and all that? If you go back to content types and edit your taxonomy and make it be not hierarchical, it dramatically changes the UI in the admin area. And you may or may not like the result. So here are the owners. Jeff and Bob. And you can remove Jeff and Bob like this, but the other ones that were available, Lucy and Topher, they're not there. But now you can just type in Mike, add, and there it is. So this is a tag interface. It's just like tags, whereas hierarchical has the categories UI. There you go. So we're not seeing Lucy's game anymore because we got rid of the hierarchical switch, which means she doesn't have any relationship with Jeff anymore. Sorry. So, usage is totally up to you. In some instances, you may want a tag style interface and you don't care about hierarchical. In some instances, you may want a category style interface and you do want hierarchical. It's just totally up to you. Personally, I always choose hierarchical because I want all my options listed there so my users don't have to remember, okay, what was that name? Otherwise, you end up with spelling errors and all kinds of stuff. All right, the question was, how do you decide whether something should be another post type that gets related or a taxonomy? In the case of the stuff we did earlier this week, there was staff and departments. I could have made departments just a taxonomy, and there would have been a box on the side, and you would go check, 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 I'm in these departments, and that's it. The determining factor is it's very easy to add multiple fields to a post type, and it's not very easy to add them to a taxonomy. So for departments, we wanted to be able to say, this department has a phone number, and it's in that building over there, and so on and so forth. With a taxonomy, you get title and description, and maybe relationship to another taxonomy. So you would have a store's custom post type, and you'd have the location, the phone number, and all that kind of stuff. And then you could associate games with a store. So you could say, this game is found at Toys R Us and KB Toys, but not, well, you wouldn't list anybody else.